Hello Internet and welcome to another clip from the Hub. Today we've got the Pedantic Gamer giving us a little insight on what he thinks the future is for Modern Warfare 3. Please check out his channel. It's quite a good channel. He does a lot of gameplays, walkthroughs, reviews. Look, nice clip. Check him out, guys. Enjoy.
How's it going, everyone? This is Pedantic Gamer, and today I'm doing a Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 gameplay commentary. Now, this gameplay is from a while ago because I was trying to capture a new or later game that I've played, but I was having some issues with fraps, so I wasn't actually able to capture one, so I'm using one from a PS3 game I played, although I have moved on my PS3 copy now because I simply was never playing it on PS3, so I've just basically given it away because I'm never going to play it on the PS3 again. Now I've got it on PC, because the PC version for me is a much better game because I much prefer the mouse and keyboard, and it of course has, the benefit of better visuals. Now, this is in response to a video by Rise Darth Vader, who does a lot more COD videos than I do, so check him out. I'll leave an annotation here. He does one or two videos every week on COD, and that's more or less all he's covering at the moment, disappointingly. But in any case, I'm here to talk about the future of Call of Duty. Now, the future of Call of Duty, in my opinion, this is all is very good. I don't see it suddenly dying out anytime soon. I think Activision has likely learned their lesson from their milking dry franchises like Guitar Hero or Rock Band, it may have been. I can't remember which one was which. And I think it very well could continue to sell as well as it has been, although I do think it's reaching a plateau and it's going to slowly decrease in popularity, at least for a little while. Mainly because people are probably going to start getting tired of the same kind of arcadey gameplay. That's not to say many people, but some people are. And this is kind of evidenced by the fact PC gamers, at least, the week this was released, chose Skyrim significantly over Modern Warfare 3. Sales were much better for Skyrim than they were for Modern Warfare 3. And that was very surprising for me. I thought Modern Warfare 3 was going to clear the slates, although maybe it would have been different had they had dedicated servers for ranked matches, although I really don't think it would have been. And I don't know if that suggests that that's where consoles are heading, because I don't know if PC is very indicative of where consoles are heading. But I will say, if next generation consoles, if COD doesn't really take a big step up, if they don't really change it up, I don't know if that necessarily needs a new engine, but in terms of animations and just the overall visual fidelity of the game, it is very far behind already. I know they say it runs at 60 frames per second, but even on current generation consoles, this game doesn't look very good for a 60 frames per second game. I mean, look at Rage. I know there's some issues with Rage with texture popping, but that's using what are called mega textures, and they're reloading up every texture you see essentially is different to every other texture you see. Everything is unique. So, and they've got Rage running on consoles at 60 frames per second, and outside of the slight texture popping issue that I only played it on the Xbox 360, and I briefly played it on the PS3, and I did seem to notice a bigger issue on the PS3, but on Xbox it was very minor, and it was a much better looking game than any of the Call of Duties are on console. So it is possible, even already at 60 frames per second on current consoles, to get a better looking game out there. But that's besides the point, because ultimately, if next gen consoles, if all they do is they keep it at 720p, or even if they put it up to 108p so it looks like it does on PC at the moment, I think that will not be enough compared to the competition. Because at the moment, Battlefield 3 over Call of Duty on consoles, there is a fairly large difference, but it's not anywhere near as big as some seem to be making out. However, on PC, of course, that difference is massive at this stage. You look at Call of Duty, and it just looks incredibly old. But I think the real thing that's going to kill it off is Activision not learning their lesson. And although I hope they have, and I kind of think they have, but it's quite a large possibility that they won't have learned their lesson, and they'll try and push out 2 Call of Duties, which I believe they were actually going to do soon, until the Infinity Ward fiasco came out, and Sledgehammer Games, I believe, had to drop a game that they were developing for Call of Duty, which would have likely meant that you would have had 2 releases in the 1 year. So I see if they boosted up to 2 releases in a year, I can see it like this overall sales or profit of Call of Duty may still remain high, but in terms of sales per game, I imagine it would drop, and it would drop fairly quickly. Of course, there's the massive unlikelihood of it being hacked and then a new Call of Duty game not being able to be played online for months after release. That is possible, I guess, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think the other thing that's going to happen is another game series will come out for the new gen of consoles, and Call of Duty just will not take a big enough step ahead. It will not move forward fast enough because they're trying to release too many games with just one game a year already as it is, and it's not going to be changed up enough. The graphics are going to fall behind, the gameplay is going to start feeling archaic, and overall I think it'll just make it very hard for people to actually decide. And look at me failing there by trying to pick that up. As I said, this is an old game very early on, and I thought it was worth a shot for an IMS, but kind of backfired. But in any case, what I was trying to say is that I think really the deciding factor of how big Call of Duty will continue to be will be when the next gen of consoles come out, and we don't even know what those consoles are really going to be like. The only one we really have any information on, which we have a fair bit, is the YU, and the YU is already leagues ahead of, well, the Zelda footage, for example, for the Wii U. I'm sorry, I kept on calling it Y, but the Wii U is absolutely astonishing. It's, you know, it's not up to what PC gaming levels are, which is disappointing, but given this is what Nintendo is releasing next gen, and given what they released last gen with the Wii in terms of graphics capabilities, I can only imagine what the Xbox and PlayStation iterations will look like the next generation. And if all Call of Duty does is, you know, allow you to play this at 60 frames at 108p with some slightly better textures, I think it's going to lose popularity really quickly. I also think that a bad game, of course, could be an issue, and this game is ending already. I didn't really have enough time to talk about everything, but basically I think it's really the problem with that's going to face Call of Duty in terms of the future is if they don't take the next step. If they don't prepare for the future, and if they just are happy with where they are and they don't actually try and improve the game at all, which is kind of a current trend that's just kind of stagnating. It's not a bad game, it's still fun, but it isn't really developing. I think that's the biggest issue, and I think other games will come along and completely overtake it whilst providing a similar experience. Anyway, let me know what you think. This is Pedantic Gamer. I hope you've enjoyed yourself, and I hope to see you next time.